102, 101, oxygen. The clock is operating. We're underway.
Roger, reading you loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming it roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger.
3, 2, 1, mark.
Roger, backup clock is started. Fuel 102, 101, oxygen 78, 100, amps 27.
Roger, loud and clear. Flight path is good. 6-9.
Roger, check's okay. Mine was 7-0 on your mark. Have some vibration area coming up here now.
Roger, reading you loud and clear, John.
Coming into IQ a little bit. That little contrail went by the window or something there.
Roger.
Fuel 102, 101, oxygen 78 to 101, amps 24, still okay. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area.
Roger, you're through max Q. Flight path is very good. Pitch 4-3.
Getting out real fine. Cabin pressure coming down, 5-7, okay. Flight very smooth now.
Roger, flight path is good.
Cabin pressure is holding at 6-1, okay.
Roger, cabin pressure holding at 6-1.
Roger, I've had some oscillations, but they seem to be damp. On 2 minutes. And fuel is 102, 101, oxygen 78, 102. Ease are building to 6.
Roger, reading you loud and clear. Flight path looks good. Pitch 25. Stand by for staging.
Roger, Pico.
Pico.
Let's see the tower go. I saw the smoke go by the window.
Roger, we confirm staging on TM.
Roger. Still have about 1.5 Gs.
Roger.
Over. There the tower went right then. Have the tower in sight, way out.
Oh, Roger, we confirm on TM.
Edison Tower is green.
Roger.
1.5 Gs.
Roger, 7 still reading you loud and clear. Flight path looks good.
Auto retro jettison is off. Emergency retro jettison fuse switch off. Or retro jettison fuse switch off. DF2 normal.
Flight path looks good. Steering is good.
Roger, understand everything looks good. He's starting to build again a little bit.
Roger.
Roger, Bermuda, stand by. This is Friendship 7, fuel 103, 101, oxygen 78 to 100. All voltages above 2.5, amps 2.6.
Roger, still reading you loud and clear. Flight path is very good. Pitch -3.
Roger. I pitch checks at -7 on your -3.
Roger, 7.
Friendship 7, no fuel 103, 101, oxygen 78 to 100, amps 2.5, cabin pressure holding at 5.8.
Roger, reading you loud and clear. 7. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go. Our capsule is in good shape.
Roger, all systems go. 7.
Oxygen 78, 100, cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8, amps is 2.6. All systems are go.
Roger, 20 seconds to SECO.
Roger.
Flight path looks very good. 10 seconds, flight path still looks good.
Roger. okay.
Roger, stand by.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go, at least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits. This is Friendship 7. I can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. Beautiful sight.
Roger, still reading you loud and clear. Next transmission, Bermuda.
While you were listening to the tape of John Glenn's communications with the Capcom, Alan Shepard here in the control center, the Friendship 7 spacecraft has passed on its orbital track, has now passed over the Canaries, and is about to establish contact with our tracking station at Kano in Africa. As in the vicinity of the Canaries, John Glenn reported, "I am very comfortable. All systems are okay." He reported that the horizon was a brilliant blue and that he had the Canaries in sight out through his window. He also said he had a beautiful view of the African coast and that part of the Canaries were obscured by clouds. The flight appears at this time to be proceeding as planned. The Friendship 7 is in orbit, passing in the vicinity of Kano, Africa at this time. This is Mercury Control.
Byron G. McNabb is the Cape manager for General Dynamics Astronautics, whose booster, of course, has just performed brilliantly here at Cape Canaveral as it put John Glenn in orbit. Mr. Mack, that hat of yours has former shots, successes, failures all marked on it. I think you're about ready to chalk up another one on the hard hat, aren't you?
Well, Roy, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a great big one right here with a big orbital circle around it if this thing is successful, and we're going to retire this hat.
Well, from the booster standpoint, it was obviously successful. When we heard that that orbit, that trajectory was 100 to 162 miles above the Earth and that velocity 17,545, how does that compare for accuracy with what they were trying
Well, that's just about right on the button.
Pretty
right?
terrific. Mac, what are your thoughts at this moment? You've been here through all of the flight testing of so many missiles, so many boosters as they are for Space 2. What do you think right now of our space programs?
Roy, of course, for us, this is a real great day. Our booster performed well, but we're not through yet, you know. This is an overall program, and until John has orbited the Earth and been recovered successfully and is back on board that aircraft carrier, this job isn't finished.
And then you, as one of the many contractors connected with Project Mercury, go to work immediately on the next flight after this one.
That's right.
What's the plan for that next flight as far as the booster's concerned?
Same as this flight. Booster, we'll put it up very shortly. Capsule will be mated to it, and we'll go through the same procedure that we have gone through with it, without, I hope, so many troubles and so many delays and so many holes for technical difficulties in the weather.
That booster standing by in San Diego, we might be able to get a pickup from there and even take a look at it before it leaves for the Cape, which, in view of today's performance, I should imagine might be soon.
That's right.
Like almost immediately.
Like almost immediately.
Mr. Mack, my congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Roy. It was a great day for everybody, I hope, when it's all over.
We'll find out very shortly now as we see how the flight itself in space performs. Thank you, Byron G. McNabb.
Thank you, Roy.
Roger, understand, we have telemetry solid. Roger, you have telemetry solid. Control fuel is 9098. I repeat, 9098. Understand, automatic fuel is 9098. So that is affirmative. Attitudes. Roll 0, yaw, 2 degrees right. Pitch 33 degrees. Rates are all indicating 0. I am on ASCS at present time. The clock is still set for time for retrograde time of 04 plus 32 plus 28. I have retrograde times okay from Bermuda. Cabin pressure holding steady at 5.7. Cabin air 9.0. Relative humidity 3.0. Coolant quantity is 6.8. Suit environment is 6.5. Cabin pressure pressure is indicating 5.8. Steam temperature 60 on the suit. I am very comfortable, however. I don't want to turn it down just yet. Primary oxygen.
We have the tape recording of the remotely relayed broadcast of John Glenn's voice as received by the Canaries and Bermuda and then transmitted back here to the Mercury Control Center. This tape will be played over the public address system following this announcement. Be prepared for the tape in about 10 seconds. At this time, the Mercury spacecraft is in contact with our tracking station at Zanzibar. Contact was made at 1:08 after the hour, 10:18 Eastern Standard Time. Stand by now for the tape.
Telemetry, low frequency is on. Rescue aids are on automatic. Jettison tower and SEP capsule lights are out. The pressure regulator is still in the in-position. Launch control is on. Sequence panel positions are normal except landing bag is off. Are you receiving, over? Roger, I understand. We have telemetry solid. Roger, you have telemetry solid. Control fuel is 9098. I repeat, 9098. I understand automatic fuel is 9098. So that is affirmative. Attitudes. Roll 0, yaw, 2 degrees right. Pitch 33 degrees. Rates are all indicating 0. I am on ASCS at present time. The clock is still set for time to for retrograde time of 04 plus 32 plus 28. I have retrograde times okay from Bermuda. Cabin pressure holding steady at 5.7. Cabin air 90. Relative humidity 30. Coolant quantity is 6.8. Suit environment is 6.5. Cabin pressure, suit pressure is indicating 5.8. Steam temperature 60 on the suit. I am very comfortable, however. I don't want to turn it down just yet. Primary oxygen is 7.8, secondary 102. Main bus is 2.4. Number 1 is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Standby 1 is 2.6. Standby 2 is 2.5. Isolated 2.9 and back on main. Ammeter is indicating 2.3. ASCS is 112. Fans are 112. Over. I understand your retro sequence time is 043228. Over. That is affirmative. That's what's set in the clock. The horizon is a brilliant blue. There, I have the mainland in sight at present time coming up on the scope and have Canaries in sight out through the window. And picked them up on the scope just before I saw them out the window. Over. Roger. Friendship 7, this is Canary Capcom. Repeat blood pressure check.
This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft with astronaut John Glenn at the controls is flying high over the Indian Ocean at this time. He made initial contact with the Indian Ocean ship at 28 minutes after the hour, 10:28 Eastern Standard Time. All of our information here at this time indicates the flight is proceeding normally. All of our contacts with the pilot indicate that he is feeling fine. Our flight surgeon here in the control center, looking at data fed in from the control network, indicates the pilot is in a completely normal situation and proceeding in an excellent condition. This is Mercury Control with the Friendship 7 over the Indian Ocean ship at this time. This is Mercury Control. Our tracking station located at Mouchet, Australia, reported contact with this Friendship 7 spacecraft at 40 after the hour, that is 10:40. Astronaut John Glenn is now in voice contact with astronaut Gordon Cooper, who is the capsule communicator at Mouchet. In the conversation, John has indicated, "I'm doing real well up here. All systems are go. I'm having no problems at all." He described his sight. He talked about cloud cover after he passed over the coast of Africa and crossed the Indian Ocean. He reported a high haze layer on the night side of the world. The voice communications are being recorded at this time. They will be broadcast shortly after we pass on beyond Mouchet, Australia. This is Mercury Control. This is Mercury Control. John Glenn in the Friendship 7 spacecraft is carrying on a conversation with astronaut Gordon Cooper at Mouchet, Australia, as he passes over the Australian continent. He has reported that he has observed very bright lights. Discussion with Gordon Cooper, we have assumed that he is observing the city of Perth, Australia. His message to Gordon Cooper was, "Thank everybody for turning them on," meaning, of course, the lights. Our tracking station at Woomera, Australia, reports contact with the spacecraft at 43 minutes after the hour, 10:43 Eastern Standard Time. This is Mercury Control. We have the tape recorder, remotely relayed voice contact between astronaut John Glenn and astronaut Gordon Cooper as the Friendship 7 spacecraft passed over Australia. We are prepared to play those tapes for you at this time. Stand by for the tape-recorded tape of astronaut John Glenn's conversation with Cooper. This is Mercury Control.
Friendship 7, Mouchet contact. We read you. What's your call again? Hello, Mouchet contact. This is Friendship 7, reading you loud and clear. How many? Roger, Friendship 7, Mouchet, cap call. How many, over? Roger, how you doing, Cordo? We're doing real fine up here. Everything is going very well, over. Very good, John. You sound good. Roger, control fuel is 90100. Oxygen is 75100. Amps are 22. All systems are still go, having no problems at all. Control system operating fine, over. Roger, do you have any star weather or landmark observations as yet, over? Roger, I was just making some to the recorder. The only unusual thing I have noticed is a rather high, what would appear to be a haze layer up some 7 or 8 degrees above the horizon on the night side. The stars, I can see through it as they go down toward the real horizon, but it's a very visible single band layer pretty well up above the normal horizon, over. Roger, very interesting. This is Friendship 7. I had a lot of cloud cover coming off of Africa. It has thinned out considerably now, and although I can't definitely see the ocean, there's a lot of moonlight here that does reflect off what clouds there are, over. Roger, you had an excellent cutoff, John. Your velocity is 8 feet per second, low view over VR 1.002. Can you confirm your retro sequence? Your yaw maneuver check over ATS is good. Your yaw maneuver on fly by wire over IOS is excellent. Roger. We clear to send you a ZNR cal, over. Roger, go ahead. Roger, Z cal coming through now. Roger, shortly you may observe some lights down there. You want to take a check on them out to your right, over. Roger, I'm all set to see if I can't get them in sight. Roger. You do have your visor closed, I saw, over. That is affirmative. I had it open for a little while. It's closed now. Cabin pressure is holding in good shape, over. Roger. Z-cal is off. R-cal coming through now. Roger. Any symptoms of vertigo or nausea at all, over? Negative. No symptoms whatsoever. I feel fine, over. Good show. Roger. Your 150 VA inverter is 180 degrees. Looks like it's doing pretty well. Roger. Looks like it's holding up fine. Right. R-cal is off. Roger. That was sure a short day. Say again, Friendship 7? That was about the shortest day I've ever run into. Time passes rapidly, huh? Yes, sir. Right. Okay, do you have any other landmark observation to make, over? This is Friendship 7. I have a Pleiades in sight out here, very clear. Picking up some of these star patterns now, a little better than I was just off of Africa. I understand your Pleiades in sight. Have you sighted Orion yet, over? Negative. Do not have Orion in sight yet. Roger. Within a few seconds, you should have Orion and Canopus and Sirius probably in sight very shortly thereafter, and the moon will be off to your right, over. Roger. You have time to send us a blood pressure reading, over. Roger. Stand by. Roger. Surgeons are standing by for your blood pressure whenever you're ready. Roger, I'm already sending it. Did they pick it up, over? Roger, they have it in good shape. Roger, I do have a lights in sight on the ground, over. Roger, I understand you do. Just off to your right there. That's affirmative. Just to my right, I can see a big pattern of lights, apparently right on the coast. I can see the outline of the town and a very bright light just to the south of it. Roger, that is Perth and Rockingham, you're saying there. Roger, the lights show up very well. And thank everybody for turning them on, will you? Roger, sure will, John. Very fine. On down farther to the south and inland, I can see more lights. There are actually four patterns in that area. And also coming into sight in the window now is another one, almost down under me. The lights are very clear from up here. Roger, sounds good. Friendship 7, this is Open Cap Tom. Regional clear on UHF. We have PM solid. Woomer standing by. Roger, Woomer. Friendship 7, we have your blood pressure readout. Reading 126/90. Let's have the results of your physiologic test, over. This is Friendship 7. I have had no ill effects at all as yet from any zero-G. It's very pleasant, in fact. Visual acuity is still excellent. No astigmatic effects. Head movements cause no nausea or discomfort whatsoever, over. Roger, Friendship 7. Let's go ahead with this 30-minute report, please, starting with the fuse panel positions, over. Roger, this is 30-minute report coming up. I've gone through head movements and get no effect from that. I've gone through the reach test and I have no problem with that at all. My orientation is good, the vision is clear. My moving target looking at a light spot back and forth causes no ill effects whatsoever. Running the light test at this time, and all lights do check okay in the capsule. I am over a large cloud bank at present time, almost extending to the left of my course, which would be to the south. Over. Roger, French 7. Let's continue on with this 30-minute report. Over. Roger.
This is Mercury Control. The tracking station located at Guaymas, Mexico, reported initial telemetry contact with the Friendship 7 spacecraft at 09. That's 11:09 Eastern Standard Time. Voice contact has been established, however, we are not able to read it very clearly at this time. We do know that they are in voice contact. That is John Glenn from the Friendship 7 spacecraft and our communicator at the Guaymas, Mexico tracking station. As of this time, all systems appear to be in a go condition. Our cabin temperature is a little bit higher than it was, up about 105 to 108 degrees, but we do not feel that this is any particularly concern at this time.
Since 10:30 last evening, Bob Walker has been at Central Control here at Cape Canaveral. As a matter of fact, his job calls for this since he's the superintendent of range operations for Pan American World Airways Guided Missiles Range Division, a very complex title that means that Pan American are the contractor who actually have overall responsibility for coordinating the Atlantic Missile Range, an Air Force range, in this case, supporting the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's Project Mercury. Bob, that's a very complex description of who you are.
Yes.
Can you tell us really in a line what your basic work consists of?
Well, I'm responsible for all support that the Atlantic Missile Range provides for the launch and also the orbital passes. This includes the support at Cape Canaveral, the radars, telemetry, and all instrumentation, pad safety support, security police for clearing the launch land danger area, the downrange instrumentation, the various tracking radars, telemetry sites, command systems and such. And
now, in that vast group of people under your control, can you give us any idea of any of the more unusual things that might have happened during the night or during this launch operation this morning?
Well, in this particular operation, there was nothing particularly unusual. Everyone, we've been through this count before, as you know. We scrubbed several times, and there was sort of an air of boredom, I think, not real boredom, but weariness as we started out. But as things progressed, as the weather reports became better, there was an air of excitement and tension, and there nothing of an unusual personal nature, but it was a marvelous, wonderful feeling when we were successful. We knew that they had been launched and successfully and placed into orbit.
Let's see if I'm reading you correctly, Mr. Walker. You sort of started slow, figuring they might not go today. And then gradually the countdown continued, and it began to look more and more for real. And finally,
yes, the local weather was quite dubious until, well, after daylight, really. We still had some cloud cover. At the original launch time, the scheduled launch time, we would not have been able to go because of local cloud cover here, but it rapidly dissipated. And of course, then when we realized that we had the possibilities of being successful, everyone was real eager, of course. And
to me, one of the most important things that I think we've proved in our conversation with you, Bob, is the simple fact that it was routine. To these people who launch missiles as well as space boosters, this was a routine operation, despite the fact that it put John Glenn, an American, into orbit. Thank you very much, Robert Walker of Pan American, for giving us a little rundown on the routine operation of John Glenn into orbit.
Guess I shouldn't be standing up with this thing on, huh?
Roger, Friendship 7, this is Canaveral contact. How do you copy, over?
Friendship 7 to Canaveral, read you loud and clear. How me, over?
Roger, Friendship 7, Canaveral contact, reads loud and clear. Stand by for Capcom, please.
Roger.
7, this is Capcom. Would you give us the difficulty you've been having in ASCS, over?
Roger, this is Friendship 7. I'm going on fly-by-wire so I can control more accurately. It just started as I got to Wymus, and appears to be, it drifts off in yaw to the right at about 1 degree per second. It will go over to an attitude of about 20 degrees and hold at that, and when it hits about a 20 degree point, it then goes into orientation mode and comes back to zero, and it was cycling back and forth in that mode. I am on fly-by-wire now and controlling manually, over.
Oh, Roger. Understand. Do you have retrofire times for 2 Bravo and 2 Charlie?
This is Friendship 7, negative.
Okay, 2 Bravo, 015000. 2 Charlie, 020559er. Over.
This is Friendship 7, understand 1 Bravo is 01 plus 50 plus 00. 2 Charlie, correction, 2 Bravo is 015000. 2 Charlie is 02. This is Friendship 7, standing.
Oh, Roger 7, we're having a little difficulty. Start off on your 30-minute report.
Roger, this is Friendship 7 controlling manually on fly-by-wire. Having no trouble controlling, very smooth and easy, controls very nicely. Fuses are still the same on the left panel.
Roger.
Squib is armed, auto retrojettison is off. ASCS is fly-by-wire, auto gyro normal. All T handles are in, the retro delay is normal. I have beautiful view out the window of the coast at present time, just departing. Can see the way down across Florida. Cannot quite see the Cape yet.
Roger.
Continuing with report, no sequence panel lights showing. Only abnormal position landing bag is off. The EPI is indicating OK. Control fuel is 80 auto, 100 manual. Retrograde time set in is 04 plus 32 plus 28. Over.
Roger, still reading you.
Roger, are we in communication yet? Over.
Say again, 7.
Roger, I'll be out of communication fairly soon. I thought if the other call was in, I would stop the check. Over.
Not as yet. We'll get you next time.
Roger, continuing report. Cabin pressure 5.5 and holding nicely. Cabin air is 9.5. Relative humidity 2.0. Coolant quantity is 6.7. Temperature is 6.7 on the suit. 5.8 on the pressure. Steam temperature is 5.0 and coming down slowly. Oxygen is 70-100. Amps 2.2. Only really unusual thing so far beside ASCS trouble were the little particles, luminous particles around the capsule, just thousands of them, right at sunrise over the Pacific. Over.
Roger 7, we have all that. Looks like you're in good shape. Remain on fly-by-wire for the moment.
Roger, Friendship 7. Go ahead, Bermuda.
This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft is proceeding in its orbital flight around the Earth on the second orbit. Hello, test, hello, test, hello, test. This is Mercury Control. We have the tape recording of the voice broadcast of John Glenn from the Friendship 7 spacecraft passing over the Canary Islands and the African coast. The tapes are ready to be played. Stand by for the tape recording. This is Mercury Control.
This is Friendship 7. My status is excellent. I have control of capsule on fly-by-wire at present time. Control fuel is 80100, oxygen 69100, amps 22, over. Understand your auto fuel is 80, your manual fuel is 100, main O2 is 69, secondary O2 is 100, over. Roger, this is Friendship 7.
Wait, by any chance, have you seen stack?
Roger, Ben 7, deep breath. That's good. This is Friendship 7. Have Cape Verde Islands in sight off to my left, over. Roger, understand. Friendship 7, your medical status is excellent. Roger, Ben 7. This is Friendship 7. The sun coming through the window is very, very warm where it hits the suit. I get quite a bit of heat from it. Roger, understand. Cape Flight, this is Canary System. Cape Flight, this is Canary System. Go ahead. We just got a roll ignore from the capsule.
Roger, understand.
That's intermittent, it just fell out.
Roger.
I'll put you back on the loop, on the air ground.
Roger.
Roger, understand. This is Friendship 7, correction. We'll do day horizon check now. Roger. Standing by. Friendship 7 coming up to 14 degrees. Roger, you're coming up. I got you about 10 degrees from the ground. Say again, you're very close. This is Friendship 7. Roger, we got you about 10 degrees from the ground. Telemetry out. Roger, Friendship 7. Now we're reading you about 14. This is Friendship 7. I have no problem at all controlling on the horizon, over. Roger, understand you have no problem at all controlling the horizon. That's affirmative.
This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft made contact with our tracking station at Mouchet, Australia at 10 after the hour. That's 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. Astronaut John Glenn is now in voice contact with Gordon Cooper at Mouchet, Australia. This is Mercury Control. This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft is passing over Australia at this time. It made initial contact with our tracking station at Woomera, Australia at 16 minutes after the hour. That's 12:16 Eastern Standard Time. Astronaut John Glenn is controlling the attitude of the spacecraft with the manual attitude control system. He reports no difficulty in maintaining the attitude of the spacecraft. He is in voice contact with the flight controllers at Woomera at this time. His physical condition is excellent. His attitude is good, and he is working hard as a test pilot. He's reported the temperature in his full pressure suit at a very comfortable 68. This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft is now passing on over the Pacific Ocean, coming to our west coast from Australia. This is Mercury Control. This is Mercury Control. We have a tape recording of the pilot voice transmission as he passed over Australia. That tape recording is ready to be played at this time. Stand by for the recording. This is Mercury Control.
Friendship 7, how you read this on UHF, over? Yeah, over. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom. I recommend you go UHF, over. Roger, going UHF. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom, down, over. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom, how do you read now, over? I read you loud and clear on me, over. All right, you're reading you loud and clear. We were coming in slightly, Carl. Can you give us your fuel oxygen amp scan, over? All right, Roger, fuel 6085, oxygen 65100, amps 22, over. All right, Roger. Exhaust temperature. Exhaust temperature 50, over. All right, Roger, are you in flyby? Negative. I am on manual at present time. I'm down to 60 on automatic fuel, so I cut it off and I'm on manual at present time, over. Roger, how is your yaw thruster problem, over? This is Friendship 7. I'm getting some erratic indications in all axes. When I align everything on orbit attitude by the instruments, I am considerably off where I should be. I'm rolled some 20 degrees to the right. I'm also yawed to the right a little bit, over. Roger, understand. You are satisfied with the fly-by-wire and the manual proportional systems, over. Fly-by-wire is not functioning in yaw low right, over. Roger, low yaw right. That's affirmative. When I first had trouble with it, it was malfunctioning in low yaw left.
Woomera Capcom, Cape Flight.
Go ahead, Cape.
We'd like to make sure that he makes this horizon check on his gyros and cage them if necessary to get the gyro.
Roger, Friendship 7. Blood pressure coming on. We're reading your blood pressure. Hey. And it is out. I'm controlling manually at present time. Landing bag switch is off. Sequence panel is all normal except for that. Control fuel is 6082. Attitudes at present time on manual control are roll 5 right to yaw 15 right, pitch 3-4 in orbit attitude. My time for March is 2 plus 3-3 plus 6-0, March.
This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft is passing over Australia at this time. It made initial contact with our tracking station at Woomera, Australia, at 16 minutes after the hour. That's 12:16 Eastern Standard Time. Astronaut John Glenn is controlling the attitude of the spacecraft with the manual attitude control system. He reports no difficulty in maintaining the attitude of the spacecraft. He is in voice contact with the flight controllers at Woomera at this time. His physical condition is excellent. His attitude is good, and he is working hard as a test pilot. He's reported the temperature in his full pressure suit at a very comfortable 68. This is Mercury Control. The Friendship 7 spacecraft is now passing on over the Pacific Ocean, coming to our west coast from Australia. This is Mercury Control. This is Mercury Control. We have a tape recording of the pilot voice transmission as he passed over Australia. That tape recording is ready to be played at this time. Stand by for the recording. This is Mercury Control.
Friendship 7, how you read this on UHF, over? Yeah, over. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom. I recommend you go UHF, over. Roger, going UHF. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom, now, over. Friendship 7, Mercury Capcom, how do you read now, over? Read you loud and clear, how me, over? All right, you're reading you loud and clear. We were coming in slightly, Carl. Can you give us your fuel oxygen amp scan, over? All right, Roger, fuel 6085, oxygen 65100, amps 22, over. All right, Roger. Exhaust temperature. Exhaust temperature 50, over. All right, Roger, are you in fly-by-wire? Negative. I am on manual at present time. I'm down to 60 on automatic fuel, so I cut it off and I'm on manual at present time, over. Roger, how is your yaw thruster problem, over? This is Friendship 7. I'm getting some erratic indications in all axes. When I align everything on orbit attitude by the instruments, I am considerably off where I should be. I'm rolled some 20 degrees to the right. I'm also yawed to the right a little bit, over. Roger, understand. You are satisfied with the fly-by-wire and the manual proportional systems, over. Fly-by-wire is not functioning in yaw low right, over. Roger, low yaw right. That's affirmative. When I first had trouble with it, it was malfunctioning in low yaw left.
Wilmer Capcom, Cape Flight.
Go ahead, Cape.
We'd like to make sure that he makes this horizon check on his gyros and cage them if necessary to get the gyro.
Roger, Friendship 7. One paper coming on. Friendship 7, we're reading your blood pressure. Hey. And it is out. I'm controlling manually at present time. Landing bag switch is off. Sequence panel is all normal except for that. Control fuel is 6082. Attitudes at present time on manual control are roll 5 right to yaw 15 right, pitch 3-4 in orbit attitude. High time for March is 2 plus 3-3 plus 60 March.